Hello, friends. It's so nice to see you. It's Thursday. That means it's time for the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter recap. I'm Christiana Gaudet, your Tarot Fairy Godmother. I want to start out by saying a big thank you to Selma for the very generous super sticker. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. All right. So, the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter comes into your inbox every Wednesday. There is a link right in the description to subscribe and to read this week's issue and previous issues if you have not already done so. Different topic every week, and then we come on Thursday and do readings on that topic. This week's topic, grace and goodwill. I decided to do a deep dive into what grace really means. Coming from a Christian background, of course, we talk about grace a lot as God's merciful and unmerited care for us. But grace means so much more than that. It's about the goodwill that we hold for others and that others hold for us. It's about how we forgive others, how we hold others with compassion. I talked about the difference between being graceful and being gracious. They have different meanings. But if you put them together, you think about grace as like the way you move. And so metaphorically, that can be the way you move through life. And then being gracious as simply being courteous and how important courtesy is. And so that brings us to concepts of spiritual grace, how we hope that however we see higher power is able to bless us in the ways that we want to be blessed, how we must forgive ourselves, how we must forgive others, all of those kinds of things. And so that's what we're doing questions on today. So go ahead. Today, as you can see, we're working with the small Morgan Greer from the tin and one of my favorite decks. And let's get going with your questions about grace and goodwill, starting with Rockstar. Nice to see you. A psychic told me that most of my problems are really past life issues. I can see this in my birth chart, so I believed her. How and when exactly is it that I need to forgive from the past? How and what exactly is it that I need to forgive from the past so I can move forward in this life? Because I felt stuck and reluctant to move forward. So there's past life stuff where I feel like you have often not had what you needed. That in past lives you have not had, whether it's comfort or food or housing, you haven't had what you needed, and that's made you insecure in this life. When we look at in this particular life, I think you have not always been given the benefit of good communication. People have not always communicated honestly with you, and that triggers you into this whole sense of, I'm not going to have what I need. I think the thing that you need to do really going forward is to decide that when someone is not communicating honestly with you, you're just not going to deal with them. And when you get that feeling of you're not going to have what you need, and just in general, I think you need to affirm to yourself and to the universe you will always have what you need. I think that's what it is. Hey, Clumsy Clairvoyance, nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. Thanks for dropping some links. We appreciate you. And here we go. Okay, so this is one I've had a very hard time with. How can I truly forgive myself? And, you make it sound like you've done some terrible, horrible thing. But whatever has happened, whatever difficulty you've been part of or whatever difficulty you've caused, I can tell you from what I see that your intention has always been the best. This was not about any wrongdoing that you consciously chose. And I think that that's the hook into forgiveness, is to recognize that every day you have always done the best you could with what you had in that moment, in that day. And the way you forgive yourself is by recognizing that, your intentions were always good. Maybe there was action that wasn't good. Maybe there was lack of action that wasn't good. But you did the best you could with what you had. And I think you have to kind of embrace that. Pamela's Insight, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for dropping a link. Thanks for being a moderator. Okay, I'm going to do Raquel, and then I've got your question, Pamela. So next up, Raquel, thanks for being a member. How can I let go of the past and be grateful every day for what I have and be okay with what I don't? And thanks for using members-only emojis. I appreciate that. So how can you let go of the past? By recognizing that everything has brought you to where you are today, and where you are today is good. That's really what we have to start with. And to be grateful for what you have, and so much of what you have is about your home, your family, and it really is good, and it really is to be grateful for. So there's that. And to be okay with what you don't have. So when we look at what you don't have, I mean, the thing is, there are changes that you would make if you could. And I think it's a matter of, okay, the things that I want right now that I don't have, these are things I might like in the future. And these are things I might be able to get in the future, but none of these sustain life. None of these are life sustaining. And so be willing to be patient for what you want in the future, because the things that you need, you absolutely have. Okay, Pamela's Insight. Thank you for being a moderator. In what ways can I give myself more grace at this time of deep inner exploration? I think by recognizing that part of this exploration is about making change, and that change is really hard. This is hard. This is a hard process that you're going through. You have to see and recognize that where you're going is a good place, that everything that you're doing here is helping you to get where you need to be. You need to know that, see that, recognize that. And recognize that as you go through this, you're going to have different feelings and different reactions, and that's normal. I think you have to normalize your journey. Oh, Justine, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. Happy for the shout out. Your question relates to the Empress. What helps me tune in and channel the creative and productive energy I need to put toward today's tasks? What helps the creative juices flow for me? Your love of creativity. Whether you're really feeling the tasks that you want to do right now or not, there is creativity involved, and you love that creativity. And every time you do creative stuff, you're helping to find your voice, and that's good. Hey, Von Ray, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Claire C., you're up next. Are there others in my recent past who tried to destroy the way Grace helped me with my profession, which might have been considered as too awake? I think there are others who didn't understand you and who may have worked against you, either intentionally or unintentionally. And so, yes, I think so. And I think you're doing a good job distancing yourself from those sorts of people. So well done. Selma, thank you so much for being here. And again, thank you for the super sticker. So we're looking at a particular person's intention. What is this person's intention toward you? This person does care for you and is interested in you and is attracted to you and does enjoy you. But I don't think that this person necessarily has long-term plans. So if this person not having long-term plans would break your heart, then yes, perhaps so. George, nice to see you. Do you think God will make me and the person on my mind come back together? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. And if so, even if so, probably not permanently. Von Ray. How can I, excuse me, Von Ray, how can I give my, how can I remember how to talk? Okay, here we go. How can I give myself and my situation more grace in times of stagnation? Good question, Von Ray. By remembering there are always new things happening. Even if you're feeling stagnant, there are new ideas, there are new things percolating under the surface. You may feel stagnant, but you're never really stagnant. There are always new things bubbling up. Christine Hallowell, nice to see you. How can I bring more grace and goodwill into my life? Great question. Okay. All right. Christine Hallowell. Sorry, I just got distracted reading the comment thread. I'm sorry. Okay. Christine, bringing more grace and goodwill into your life. Honestly, by addressing the things that hurt you. Do not avoid the things that hurt you. Find the healing that you need to find. It feels like you've been living in a very compartmentalized way, where there's been a lot of things in the past and even currently that are hurtful to you, and you compartmentalize them and keep on going. That serves you in one way, but in another way it doesn't. Meet those things head on, and it will help. Okay, and Awaken Tarot. Thank you, Rockstar. I'll take a look at it. Pamela's Insight. I need this topic in newsletter. I appreciate that. So, did I miss anyone? Anybody else? It's last call for readings, y'all. If I accidentally missed you, please do reiterate your question. I'm going to get those questions in. I'm just going to check. I'm waiting for a package. 1 second. Okay. Sometimes I cannot tell if I'm hearing the people next door or hearing me. Okay, Mix You Ear. How can I bring more grace and goodwill into my life? The 10 of Pentacles, the Sun, the Chariot reversed. I think there are times you just have to breathe and enjoy and be and not feel like you have to fix everything all at once. I think that would help. So yes, Justine just mentioned a bunch of stuff coming up next week. Let me run through what we got going on next week. Starting with Monday the 20th is the equinox. And so we will have a gathering 7 p.m. to play with some equinox themes with tarot. That will be a lot of fun. On the 23rd, if you are a member at the stars level or the sun level, we have our Zoom gathering. I'm going to put the link up for that either today or tomorrow. So those are a couple of great things coming up. And I hope that you will join us. All right. And here's another question. Rockstar, this deck is so 70s. That's because yeah, indeed. I don't think it was actually made in the 70s. I think it was made in the 80s. Oh, no, actually, you're right. Original copyright 1979. Okay, Teresa C., thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. Thanks for using members-only emojis. How can I have more grace with myself? Do not see yourself through the eyes of the words that were spoken to you when people were pissed off at you in relationship issues and things like that. You know, it's like when people in difficult times have said negative things to you about you because you were going through tough relationship stuff or because they were assholes or whatever, you've taken that and you've used that as real descriptors of you yourself. Don't do that anymore. Don't let other people define you. All right. Any other questions? I want to thank you all so much. Again, special shout out to the members, the moderators, to those who have helped out with super chats and super stickers. I appreciate all of you. And I will look forward to seeing you all again really soon. Take care. Thank you so much.